Right, we're on. Brian Harman, Open Champion. Who saw that coming? Thoroughly deserved though, eh? So today we're going to talk about Brian Harman's putting. Why was he so good at putting? Why is he the putter? I loved his confidence. I loved the way he kept himself to himself until he was on that green on the 18th. Once he was on that 18th green, he then knew with putter in hand, with 5 putts or whatever it was, he was the champion golfer of the year. So Brian Harman's putter was huge, absolutely huge head. I've got it here, it's a TaylorMade Spider oversized CB. It was referred to on Sky Sports by Iona Stephen as a spaceship, similar to this. And I was very interested in this putter because I get lots of comments about this putter when I'm on the channel. People saying it's like a spaceship, it's a horrible looking thing, why do you use that? Well, we're going to explain why Brian Harman's putting was so good during the Open Championship. And the difference between his putter and Tommy Fleetwood's putter. Why did Tommy struggle on the greens? Not so much struggle on the greens, but just didn't have quite as easy a time as Brian Harman did with Brian's spaceship. So the technology behind it, the moment of inertia with a larger putter, the centre of mass is further from the face. I'm going to show you exactly how this works and how this benefited Brian Harman during the Open Championship. Okay, so here we have Tommy's blade putter and Brian Harman's TaylorMade oversized Spider putter. Okay, let's move Brian aside just now. Golf ball, green line, blue line. I'm going to put centre of Tommy's putter right behind the golf ball on the green line. This is the centre of mass off the face on his small blade putter. If I hold that centre of mass right there and push the blade round its centre of mass to in line with the blue line, there, and I then draw Tommy's club face there, you can see how much that putter face has come off line when we've missed the middle of the putter face. So when we've hit this far off centre, which I appreciate it's a long way, but it highlights that spinning round this centre of mass there really opens the face. Now if the centre of mass is further off the face, like Brian's putter, let's see what happens. So same starting position, I have the same distance between the two, revolving round this centre of mass. This is there. There. We'll go black line for this. And I draw Brian's putter face now. Continue that down. Easier said than done, left-handed. You can see the difference. Can you see the difference? You can see the difference there. So this red line here is how open Tommy's face would be on the same mishit, and this line here is how open Brian's face would be on the same mishit. So with the centre of gravity further back in the putter head, because the head's larger, the centre of gravity further back, a mishit from the middle, this being middle and this being the mishit. So if I mishit it here, the club face does not open nearly as much as it would with Tommy's blade putter. So the further the centre of gravity is off the face, the less twisting is going to happen. The closer it is to the face, the more the club face is going to twist. And that's called moment of inertia. So with a blade putter like Tommy's, on longer putts with greens are slow like this has not been swept this morning. And yesterday in the rain with the Open Championship, the greens were obviously slower than they were used to. Getting the ball up to the hole was a problem, but also holding its line, because a mis-centred strike was really hampering the face of that putter. So Tommy was having to be very precise in his strike and whereabouts on the face he was catching that putter to ensure he could get positive strike every time. Whereas Brian, with the moment of inertia being further back, the face is going to stay squarer to his path for longer as well. Also the putter would be face balanced. So Brian's putter's more face balanced, so the face is staying square to his path, whereas Tommy's has got toe hang, so it requires a lot more closure, or a quicker closure rate, which requires a lot more timing. Whereas Brian was just, he just stepped up, back, through and let it go, didn't he? These are super slow. Come on, Brian. Come on, Brian, this one's for you, this one's for the Open. Yes, Brian. Another thing as well to note is distance control. So distance control with Tommy's putter, obviously if you catch it in the middle, your distance control is going to be pretty good. If you catch it from the toe, I'm going to go extreme toe here with same stroke. So lose a lot of distance because of the wobble, because that face opens so much. I'll try the same, I'll try and keep this as similar as possible. So Brian's larger putter. Okay, good. And then the same stroke out the severe toe, same length of stroke. You can see that ball is still pretty much up to the hole. Let's try one out the heel with Harman's putter. Now he's never going to be this far off centre, but certainly, look at that. Heel, toe, middle, very similar distances. Look at the water in that green, oh my gosh. So that leaves just one question. Why does every player on tour not use a massive headed putter like Brian Harman? Simple. Similar to Tommy's putter, look at that. Beautiful, absolutely stunning. Similar to Brian Harman's, look at that. Horrible, absolutely disgusting. That is the difference. Some folk just don't like looking at something as big, as ugly, as cumbersome as that. They feel it's clunky, they feel it's just looking behind the golf ball, this massive big face is not nice. Others like the smaller profile, I completely get that. See this greenkeeper in the background? 2 minutes, that's all I asked. Yeah, he's finished. So yeah, personal preference, that's exactly what it comes down to. You look at Adam Scott's putters over the years, he's now a great putter. I don't think he's even bothered what it looks like as long as it's working. Brian Harman as well, classic example, massive headed putter, does not care what it looks like, but it works. He knows the technology behind it and how it works. Just overcome that, overcome the looks. I get lots of guys commenting saying this looks like a spaceship, just like Iona Stephen would say, but you know, I don't care. I no longer see it as a spaceship. It did when I first got it. I thought, oof, that's a little bit ugly, but now I don't even register. I just hit the golf ball with it. Finally, before I finish, I believe there is a rule. I'd like somebody to clarify this for me. The length of the face, I believe the putter can't come out any further than the length of the face. Is that right? Because that would make sense, because you could go as far back as you want, so there'd be no twisting. So I believe it's the length of the face. The putter can't extend as further back out than the length of the face. Could somebody please clarify that for me, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you.